All right, sharing screen. All right, so before we get started, let me discuss a few things as we begin to prep for state board in these final chapters. All right, so hold on one moment. All right, guys. So until you get here, this is your quiz. Y'all gonna do this together. Y'all do this together. I want you to find these 5 terms: hair roots, hair shaft, elasticity, porosity, and so bring the best of your ability. Use the different color chalk, and then just define every word. You know, and so on and so on. And then this is texture. Tell me what you know about texture. 1, 2, 3. This is alopecia, which we talked about yesterday. To refresh your memory, how can you name at least 4 types of alopecia that we discussed yesterday? Okay. So as a group, all 3 of you guys start and just start a word or 2. So this is a quiz. Let's go. You want me to write on? Yeah, everybody. Everybody comes to the board on the chart. There you go. And if you want to pull your ebook out, you can. But let's go. Everybody must participate. All right. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, I think we got one more week, and the new PSI bulletin is going to drop. In that new PSI bulletin, it is also going to give us all the latest PSI updates for aesthetics and cosmetology. So I've kind of been waiting to see what the final updates are going to be before we get to building kit and things of that nature. I do know in the practical, they have added some things. So we probably will have to remake or add a few things to our kit, particularly when we talk about makeup. And so makeup is within a couple of chapters. What we got? We said we're going to go hard 8 to 13. So it's pretty much going to finalize us out. But when we get to the makeup chapter, and then also when it comes to facials, they want to see the actual mask application. So we have to use something creamy, not so much that is transparent. So nothing that's see-through like aloe gel. We'll have to use something creamy that represents a mask and have it lay on there. Um, so I'm just waiting on those updates. Until then, we'll work on a theory component, and those updates to the practical, we'll just continue to revise them so they come out. We'll read it, go through it, make sure we got a good understanding, and then we'll rebuild the kits and put the supplies inside that need to go inside. All right. And so right now, we'll look at the components for facial treatments. So although you've learned the skill, we need to understand that this may be maybe other than sanitation, this is the highest percentage on your state board test. And so we need to really understand chapter 8. It's not just concentrated on the practical component of facials, but it's understanding the theory component. And so that's a factor that we all need to just observe and ask questions about, okay? Because it becomes the foundation of your career. And that is a major testing point. Sanitation is still high on all of the state boards. Um, and then it comes the minor ones, and the minor ones will be facial treatments. I think cosmetology had some things taken out of their state board, but we've had some things added. And so I think it's going to still be amazing as well. So let's get started. I'm gonna go to. We also need to make sure that we are looking at these terms, and the terms are going to be a great reference to understanding the questions. Okay, understanding the questions for each test. Hold on one moment. This is also being recorded. If you guys go back and check it out later. Let's get some objectives. Here's a key point. After every chapter that you study, you want to go back to the objectives to make sure that you have touched bases on each one of the objectives. And so explaining the importance of facial treatments as the foundation of all skincare, describing the benefits of a facial treatment, so on, so on. I think you guys have had a lot of these descriptions, these objections. And so let's jump in. Okay. Um, we all know that skincare is one of the biggest components, male and female. It has been a growing category in beauty for a very, very long time. And so, although many, doing hair seem to have a rise in some areas, aesthetics have always stayed the test of time. So, we've always still been a little further than everybody else. All right. And so let's take a note here and do some highlights so you guys to be able to go back to. What I want also to do is add reference to the state board when it comes to facials. And let me see if it's on there. Hold on one moment. I want you to be outlined the direct areas that these facials are gonna, these questions are going to derive from. Okay. I was trying to pull up the bulletin, but right now, we're looking at Georgia. Georgia. And the reason why I said we're looking at Georgia, I really don't want to confuse you, but we are mocking. Our PSI is now marked after Georgia. It is the same exact updates as Georgia. And so if you ever see any Georgia State Board prep, you can definitely relate it to Tennessee. We won't have our Tennessee official ones until like January, but they should be dropping. Like it's not going to be added to the test until like January. And so, but those booklets should be dropped in a little bit. And I'm really just waiting on the email to say, that they're ready. And so we can prepare our students who are going to test in 2026. All right. And so I thought I had something, but I would need to find it on our break. So when we do our break time, I find it so you can check it out. But we are mocking Georgia. Um, and so it looks like all of the states are starting to mock each other from we initially mocked Texas and now we're identical to Georgia. So that doesn't mean we can get a Georgia license very easy. But what it does mean is that you can start prepping the same material for Georgia. It's also going to be the same material for Tennessee. And that's what were our updates when we went to state board prep. And so we did have majority of our updates did include the facial area. Okay. And so the facial area is going to concentrate on consultation analysis. So make sure those two areas are going to be good. Contraindications is another area you may have a question or two from. And then also like skin types. So that's a major focus for this chapter. Okay. So it said once considered luxuries, regular facials and skincare maintenance are now regarded as necessities, right? And so sometimes we look at still facial treatments. You do not have to, I mean, it's not shelter, it's not food, it's not water. So what I want us to understand is people are coming and they're booking because they want the experience. It's not something that they drastically need, but they want the experience, okay? And with them wanting the experience, we have to make sure that we're giving them everything that they need. All right. And so in the beginning, as I was stating, we got to make sure that whatever we're doing, that we know everything about it. And so even though we've had practical components, I'm still challenged to know how much of the theory component. And so let's proceed to jump into facial treatments. All right. Good morning. How are you? We got it. I got them started on that before I just a little quiz, and then you can move from there. All right, so let's look here. It says facials offer two benefits at the same time. This is what I want you to highlight in keynote. May have a question on the state board. Okay, regular treatments result in noticeable improvements in the skin texture, which means people with their naked eye can start to notice when their skin looks amazing and appearance while offering a relaxing experience. Okay, so yeah, you want them to relax, but the people also want to look good. So they want to look good and feel good. Never forget, they want to look good and they want to feel good. All right. Facial treatments are core introductory treatments, which means you will move to advanced services. Okay. All right. You will move to advanced services. So this is going to be pretty much everything you do should be surrounded by a facial service. You have some individuals who become estheticians and they just want to do lashes or they just want to do waxing. That's amazing, but never lose your core, which is your facial services. Okay. Um, Here's why you need to know about facial treatments. Everyone knows you're going to see this in the check-in question. So by now, if you don't know, you will know. You got to know the foundation of all skincare services. All right. If someone asks you about something, you should be able to talk about it. You should be able to research it. You should be able to give them some relative answer. You must be able to provide services that are safe and beneficial for clients. And here's the thing: services that are safe and beneficial for clients stay within your scope of practice, especially for the state that you're in. So Tennessee still does not allow cosmetologists or estheticians to use a blade, open blade. That's the key, open blade on the face. And so, like what the men would take that razor and how they clean up their beard and things like that. We are not able to. use that. Even though on certain social media platforms, you may see people doing dermaplaning, okay, with that needle, with not with the needle, but dermaplaning with that blade. At this moment, we have to use a blade, but the blade is a protected blade, okay? And so I want you to learn about it. That's why I purchased those. I want you to learn about them. You don't know where you may go. And if you're going to be using it, I want you to learn how to use it safely, but be very mindful. You should be using a protected blade, which is more so like a rigid, not so sharp blade. And it reminds you of like the eyebrow archer that you can find at the beauty supply stores. Okay. So you got to provide a safe and you must be able to do all skill sets, but you got to be able to do them where it benefits the clients and that they are safe. With estheticians, you can learn advanced services, okay? But be mindful. We're going to get into learning more about chemical peels. Be mindful that Tennessee says you cannot go past certain skin levels. And so a lot of people like to purchase the chemical peels and say, hey, I'm an esthetician, I'm licensed to do it. You're only licensed to go so far. All right. And so we're going to look at those parameters. And I want you to understand how far you can go. If you were in another state, it has nothing to do with Tennessee. But right now, you do have parameters to how far you can go into the layers of skin. And so if you have a really, really strong chemical peel and it's an acid and it takes you really, it says, oh, it goes down to 5 layers of the skin. That's so deep, it could affect your blood vessels. It could affect your fatty tissue. It could affect your melanin. Okay. And so you have to be very careful. Like, how far am I able to go safely? And some clients may not be able to go that deep into those layers. And so anybody who's going that deep should also be a doctor, okay, a dermatologist. And so we just have to make sure we have the great benefits, but we're also providing a safe service, providing education and consultation on how the skin works, along with the effects of environmental, dietary, aging, and lifestyle choices. So consultation is going to be the biggest thing. Just making sure you have these conversations with your clients that are going to help you determine what are you going to do on the flip side. All right. And you want to be a partnership. You want to be a rapport relationship with the client. Okay. You want them to be able to trust you. So, in telling this also means you do not go out and share what another person has told you, because your client has trusted you to let you into her most intimate feelings. Okay. And she may have some insecurities in some areas, but she trusts you. And so you want to be able to build that relationship. And with them trusting you, you can do anything. You'll be able to determine whatever they have going on, and help them with their skin. Okay. Do anything. We look at facial treatments. They focus on creating an ongoing program. So clients are not a one time. You come when you come. You coming in 2 weeks. You coming when you coming. The average facial client comes once a month, every 3 weeks. Okay. If someone, now that's average, we're talking about somebody that don't really have nothing going on with their skin. They're not doing their drinking and smoking. They don't have any toxins going on. They are trying to preserve their skin health. So they're probably trying to, build on the texture, tighten the skin, so they can look younger as they get older. It's just preventative measures. But if you have something going on with the skin, you can create treatment plans where the clients come every 2 weeks, or you may create a plan that says, hey, for 3 weeks, I need you to come every week. And then from there, we'll start stretching it out every 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And then from there, we'll go every 3 weeks. All right. That's what we call a treatment plan. Okay. And so that treatment plan, you could purchase them all. You bundle them all together and get them one price. And that's what many salons do. They will do different treatments together Okay, they will do different treatments together. And so at the end of the day, your client is not feeling like they're paying a la carte one thing after another. They're paying for all of it together. Okay, and they can freely come whenever you set the appointments. One of the biggest reasons why individuals get facials is help reduce the appearance of skin concerns such as oiliness or fine lines or wrinkles and aging. Okay, and so that needs to be your focus. Oiliness equals is going to eventually equal acne or breakouts. Okay, we learned that from the last chapter. Oiliness is going to equal acne or breakout. Fine, fine lines, okay, and wrinkles are going to pertain to the texture of the skin, the age of the skin, okay, lifestyle. What are we doing to enhance the skin, or are we abusing the skin? Okay, and aging is just something that happens naturally. That's what we got, what we call the Gloga scale. Um, and I'm going to type in here the Gloga scale. So we previously learned about the Fitzpatrick. May have seen the Gloga scale, but you're gonna learn about the Gloga scale. It's a it's a scale that determines based on a person's age how their skin should be progressing every 10 years. Okay. So as a esthetician, it's gonna tell you, well, someone tells me they're 20, I'm gonna say, oh, you're type 1 on the Gloga scale. Okay, which means you just need a facial just to help maintain and keep things tight. You don't you have possibly no aging. You possibly don't need any advanced treatments. Okay, you don't need a chemical peel. You don't need a whole lot of stuff, but it has an age range: type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. And what happens, your clients that fall between those ages, the Gloga scale tells you, the esthetician, what's going on with their skin. See, that helps you because you ain't got to do it all by yourself. You ain't got to just figure it out. It tells you, okay, this person is between 35 and 45. Well, this is happening with their skin right now. And then from there, you should say, okay, I'm gonna look for that. Okay. Um, well, yeah, you should at this age you'll start seeing skin wrinkle around the neck. All right. And so when you see things, and it really will contradict what clients are telling you, because you know your stuff. All right. And clients will tell you anything. So you have to really take it up, understand it, and then bring it back to them. All right. Okay. Let's look at the benefits. I'm highlighting the term facial, professional service designed to improve the appearance of the facial skin. All right. So please make sure that you're understanding your terms, in which I've said before, go look at your flashcards. All right. Even for students who have completed the program, look at your flashcards for each chapter and really quiz yourself and see how well do you do. Okay. Without looking at the book, how well do you really know this question? All right. All right. What does a facial include? I'm going to go to a different color because I want you to understand it. This typically includes deep cleansing. Okay, so let's take note. So a facial designed to improve the appearance of the skin, the facial skin. It includes deep cleansing, such as extractions, hydration. And so extractions, hydration would be your steam, massage, mask application, or mild peels. Okay. Possible use of skin treatment machines, and finally the application of serums, moisturizer, and sunscreen. All right. So that's a major component. And it says all of that should be included in the facial. So that's something you can sit on it, sit in it right now. You may be saying, okay, what all do I need to do within the facial? And this is deep cleansing, is the extractions. What we learned last week, um, as far as open comedones and closed comedones, we need to make sure no matter what they get removed. The darker comedones are comedos. The darker ones have been there the longest. They set up, but the lighter ones should be easy to remove. So catch them when they're white, and then anything underneath, we call it milia. If you can feel it, but it doesn't have an opening, then your machines and your steam should be able to, or exfoliation, such as enzyme, such as chemical peel, or microdermabrasion. Those three should be able to erase those little bumps that you feel right underneath the skin, because it's just trapped sebum, and it's trapped in little packets underneath dead skin cells. So when you really put the acid peel on, let it set, it is softening the first layer of the skin. And the longer it sets, it continues to soften and go deeper and deeper into the skin. Although you shouldn't let it set longer than 10 minutes, but as it starts to soften, it will go past that top layer and then also soften those compactions underneath the skin. So that's something for you to look at when you start looking at people's skin. Just go back again today, and most of the time you may find it under the chin. You may see it. You may say, "Oh, these little bitty bumps," and those little bitty bumps could be taken care of through advanced exfoliation. Okay, facial should be customized. I'm gonna put it in green. Facial should be customized for each individual client by choosing the correct products and ensuring the protocol steps implemented are appropriate for that client. All right. The protocol steps, so which means you have to choose the right technique and the right products for each client. Let me tell you something, every client is going to be different. And although every client is different, this is why we do a consultation and analysis, skin analysis, just to determine what products we should be using and what part of the protocol we don't have to use. Get familiar with the term protocol. And let me just, okay, protocol steps. Get familiar with the term protocol. Okay. Hold on one moment. Danielle, I did not know you were on the other side trying to get in, but you're back now. All right, let's head back over. All right. So facial should be customized for each individual client. I absolutely love that, y'all, because as I stated before, no two clients are the same, and clients can't get what you give them everywhere or anywhere else. So always, instead of just doing the norm, try to go a little extra and Customization of the facials are going to be the key for each client. The word protocol. So in aesthetics, there's something called protocol. All right. Protocol is okay if this person has acne, grade 1, what is the protocol to service a client that has grade 1 acne? What is the protocol to service a client who's dealing with severe dry skin? All right. So it's protocols, protocols, protocols. Every company has protocols on how or when to use their products. All right. You are probably going to create your own protocols. All right. So once you service the client for a while, you know what their skin can take, what it cannot take. You know what products are going to be good. Oh, yeah, she has oily skin. The protocol for this particular client, for Miss Ellen, is going to be ABCD, 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. As you document that, it becomes great learning skills, because what if you're not there one day? You have someone who can take over and they can follow your protocol. So do not forget the protocols, okay? It said a thorough pre-treatment skin analysis will provide information on what protocols to use based on the client's individual skin type and concerns. So here we go. Based on what the client has going on, the pre-treatment skin analysis, it's before, of course, it even happened, okay? We'll provide information on what protocols to use based on the individual skin type. So whatever's going on with their skin, that's how you will build. So you can't do the same thing on everybody, and everybody can't use the same thing. I need you to highlight. We're talking about the benefits. I want you to understand the benefits of the facial. Okay. I'm going to highlight that. It's going to be a study area for you. The benefits of the facial. At any given time, anything you do, you should be able to give us at least 3 to 5 benefits. So, okay, you have a wax special going on. Give me 3 to 5 reasons why I should be waxing. Give me 3 to 5 reasons why I should get a facial. Okay, you should be able to chum down on all of these benefits. It deep cleanses, exfoliates, increases circulation and detoxifies, so it pushes toxin out. If it increases the circulation, it gives life to the muscles. Okay, regulates the senses, nerves, and muscles. All right, slows down symptoms of premature aging. All right. So you're working those muscles, you're keeping them close to the bone. Anytime it's pulled away from the bone, it increases aging in the face. It addresses conditions such as dry skin, dryness, oiliness, and redness. And here's the thing with dryness: as you touch the skin, massage the skin, you are stimulating the oil from the oil glands, okay? You're also, when you naturally stimulate the oil from the oil glands, it goes into the follicle and it goes straight up to the surface of the skin and starts to lubricate the hair. Also, you're doing like massage, you are stimulating the blood and pushing that blood to areas where skin, muscles, different things could receive oxygen and produce great and amazing skin. You want to soften the appearance of wrinkles and aging skin. We are here to make the client look good and feel good, okay? Help lessen the appearance of blemishes and minor acne. So, this is what we mostly will be treating, okay? Provide access to an esthetician's expertise for at home skincare maintenance. So, you should be educating your clients when they are not with you what they should be doing, okay? And then support skin health and making good lifestyle choices. So what you literally could have a sheet that says, "Hey, things that harm the skin, um, tobacco, caffeine, alcohol, all of those become toxins and it starts to suffocate the skin." All right. And so you can talk about eating habits, chips and snacks and sodas, um, So it'll be a great asset. You will have to talk to them about this because they're going home. The same skin you send home is the same skin you want to see return. Here's where we talk about our scope of practice and what we can do and cannot do. Okay. It's important to know that a facial cannot do what a facial cannot do. An esthetician cannot diagnose. Y'all, we are not doctors. Okay. We cannot diagnose rosacea or cystic acne. They got to go to the dermatologist, get that diagnosed, start treatment on that, and then we're able to come in under doctor orders and service them. All right. Cystic acne, as we know, is the highest level grade acne. You see bumps, you see inflammation, you see, which is redness, you see pains, evidence of pain sometimes, and pus, which is clusters of pimples. Um, that will be cystic acne. Okay, and then we have rosacea. So think of a super sensitive skin. All right. Facial treatments in conjunction with proper medical care provide a holistic approach to proper skin maintenance. All right. Proper skin maintenance. And so, as long as we're making sure that we're taking care of the skin um, with proper medical care, um, which means everybody should be going to see a dermatologist. Okay. Not just when we have a problem, but in between your esthetician services, you should be going to see a dermatologist as well. Okay. List the essential needs, skills needed to successfully perform facials. But because we have already went through extensive of doing the facials, we're going to look at a few things and just add a few things to our repertoire. Okay, here we go. Impeccable customer service and proper communication. That's going to be key. Okay. All right. So this is where we come in at. This is page 300. Knowledge of skin histology, which means you need to have an understanding of the layers of skin. You need to have an understanding of the diseases and disorders of the skin, of skin analysis, and just the products itself. All right. You must have that skill set. I would not consider you an esthetician without having that type of information. Okay. This information does not change, but as you become licensed, you will continue to upgrade and feed yourself education because things change all the time. All right. And so, what you need to know that foundation we usually say the same, but in order to really pave way, you got to keep up on the latest technology. I would even go to any skin conferences, any medical doctor conferences, because they have some aspect of how it affects the skin. So you just stand up and stand educated. Contraindications are going to always be a big deal. Okay, it's always going to be a big deal because contraindications are going to be doubts. There are also going to be things that you cannot do. Red flags, I call them. Okay, so if this is red flag, I cannot perform this facial. So understand what contraindications are as it pertains to performing a facial. Technological advances we talk about mostly with machines, but also we've had technology advances with products. So your scrubs are not as hard as they used to be. Your chemical peels are more sufficient. You're not going through a disincrustation process that takes 30 days for breakouts to come up. You do a chemical peel, you're good to go in 7 to 11 days. All right. When it comes to massage, all right, we can do massage on the face, on the scalp, on the hands, and on the feet. We are not able to do massage on the back. Okay, so we cannot do full body massages or full leg massages as well. Master and retail. Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break in about 5 minutes, about 4 minutes. And so, what I want to do is pull up the state board. I want to be able to find and pull that up for you. As I talked about ongoing education, right now they have the shows already set for the skincare conferences. You have March in New York, you have June in Las Vegas, you have May, I think, in Texas, Dallas to be exact. And I think you have October in Florida. Okay. And those are just a few off the top of my head. Okay. Those are just a few that you know, I've seen off the top of my head. So start planning accordingly to go to some type of educational training next year. And that just builds and builds and builds on what you already know. Okay. You're going to take classes, more certificates, stay informed, subscribe to online news resources. And if I was to think about online resources, let me go into the chat. Um, Go and subscribe to American Salon Magazine. That's how you know what's going on. American Spa, American Salon, and American Spa. Okay. Um, Also go check out Skin Inc. Premier Show Group, and I think I have one more. Are y'all taking that down?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. I got one more for you. And this one, I can't get all of the, I always mess these words up.
What's the next one you going to?
What's today?
The
What's
15th?
um I just came back from the San Antonio train. I had to meet with Texas State Board,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a pretty good training. So it was with the Premier Show San Antonio, but I think
So you're not
in
doing
Florida
Puerto Rico?
I want to, but I got some business to take care of at home. I
Oh,
hadn't even
okay.
bought a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Um, no, November the 1st and 2nd is no it's Puerto Rico. Don't
Oh,
make me go.
okay.
Don't make me go.
No, don't go because I want to go. And I can't afford it right now. That's
Right,
four
right.
days before my birthday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. My birthday is the 26th. I want to go cause it's my birthday.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do some
I thought I would
sacrifice
have had
that
my test done by
on that,
now.
on that next year. Um so yeah, that's Puerto Rico. Now Puerto Rico has um skincare component. They're big on nails and they're big on barroom.
Oh.
But they do have some skincare classes. I mean, you might as well go and write it off, even
Well,
if they do.
I'll wait till I pass, get my license before I go to one, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And all of these are tax deductible, so you save your receipts and all that, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
you'll be able to write the trip off,
Oh, okay.
Um, that's how I used to do going to Puerto Rico. I just used to um, enjoy the sun, but at the same time have a look, be in class 2 hours, and the rest of the day I'm back on the beach.
Wow.
But that's that. I think I'm gonna go to New York in March.
Okay. I probably can do that one.
And that's gonna be the IEC SC.
Is that one
Um,
big? Because that's around tax time, ain't it? Well, with Trump, we might not be getting no tax.
it's big because they have hair on one side. So when you look up IBS share a venue with IECSC.
Okay.
And so they're usually in New York, Las Vegas, and Florida. So, but what I'm gonna probably end up doing is doing a New York one. That's enough time to plan.
Okay.
And the skincare side, yeah, it's huge. It has its own side. But let me tell you, what's bigger. Vegas is bigger than all of them.
Vegas.
And that's in June.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of people like to do Vegas because all of you were um, like think about Alibaba, how you would get your vendors and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Your WhatsApp people, all of them come to Vegas, so you could just
Okay.
sit do your negotiations and actually touch and feel the product. And they bring their whole family. So
And they ship
it's
out stuff here.
yeah, you do your
Okay.
order and then they'll ship it wherever you want it to go. So pretty much instead of going on a la from the hair to the whatever you need, all of those vendors usually come to the Vegas show when it comes to beauty.
Oh, I hope it don't take this long for me to pass this test now.
Oh no 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 no! And we're gonna see on the first go round. Let's go now. So yeah, so those are some of the upcoming ones. But stay tuned. You always got something new coming up. So just stay
Okay.
tuned. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Um, Going back over to this tab here. All right, so yeah, so that's the ongoing education, and a lot of times, if you just stay connected with people who want to learn, they're pretty much you follow them. They're pretty much what's going on. As for me, I just had to seek it because I didn't see it here. I didn't get it here in Memphis, so I had to just start asking people that work for different companies, just looking up stuff. I did a lot of reading because I had a lot of subscriptions, and that's how I found out where a lot of shows were. And when you get to certain places, it be information about other places, and so that's how I usually just build my calendar, knowing that you know this is coming up. Yeah, ain't nobody talking about it, but that's because nobody we know is going. They don't even know about it. So a lot of times I would go to the show, learn what I could learn, and bring it back. And I would do that for students as well. Make a commitment to yourself to attend at least one aesthetics or conference a year. I'm gonna say it's getting so crucial. It needs to be um, every quarter or every 6 months. So you need more than one. You need more than one class because things are growing so fast. And not only do you need to just think about your technical skill, you got to have an enhanced business skill as well. And so, if marketing and AI and business components, even after you get the skill, look, I need to learn this component just so it can continue to drive, you know. And
Yeah.
the more the people see it, the more eyes on your business or your brand, the better you get. Um, so Sedesco um, is like the highest honor for a diploma. And so it started out being international, but so a lot of individuals, once you're licensed, will probably go through a Sedesco program. It is great for med aesthetics. Okay. So it's like a advanced continuing education, but you got to be licensed first to attend a
Okay.
Sedesco program.
Okay.
But um, really top tier. Okay. It's like the Harvard of skincare education.
Okay.
Okay. Look at key elements of client. Oh, and I'm past break, but I'm gonna do 4 more minutes. I just want to pull up the PSI information. Key elements of a client interaction. Okay. You will have questions on consultation and analysis. So anytime you're talking about client interaction, those could be possibilities of what you'll see on the exam. Focus on the client, being genuine in your concern for your client. Ask them questions, ask them what they need, how has their week been going. Give them your full attention, which probably also means not being on your phone so much, um, not immediately thinking that you can record, because for me, I may want to come in because I need to relax from the world. I don't want a camera in my face. All right. And so every client that comes in is not content worthy. Some clients come in, they just want to relax. Okay. They don't want to see themselves on your timeline. All right. So this is how you also have to have discretion on different things that you ask for or do for each client. Everybody's not going to be gun ho. And then if you're going to publish that picture or video, and when you put it on a timeline, you are publishing it, you must have their permission to do so. Okay. And make sure that it's written. And maybe every month you may want to get them to check the box and sign. All right. Because with how they felt in the beginning may not be how they feel right now. Okay. Ask the client what their skin concerns are. You're going to listen carefully before you respond, because listening is going to help you hear some of the things, desperate things they're definitely trying to tell you. Client comfort, help the client to relax. So it's all about the client. You have a professional atmosphere, and you're going to make the client comfortable. Okay. Proper beds and chairs are important. And let's highlight this component here. Um, when we talk about beds, do you guys have beds already? Do you guys have facial
Weigh
beds
up to
already?
like 600 pounds.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to get to. Knowing how much your bed can go up to. Your your basic massage table Amazon beds like here can probably take up to three, and 350 max. Okay, which means it's gonna be a little shaky, and
Mm-hmm.
you gonna have to help them on and help them off. Okay, and your thing is, in that case, you don't want them to fall, because then liability will be on you.
Yeah.
So you got to, if they're within your premises, it's liability. So your equipment, eventually, some people do Amazon to start. Eventually, you have to go up to another RAM, and when I say go up to some better equipment that may hold, um, more. And you say you got up to 600. That's a nice bed.
Yeah, I don't have the the one we do lashes and stuff. My uncle bought me the bed I had found, and they shipped it, and it cost over $100 just to ship it due to the weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the real good beds, like
The
iron beds.
way
Yep.
you could. I'm finna see if I can pull up a company. Uh, all right. All right. So this is Universal Companies. Try to go on and remember this and go on and create y'all a site. Okay. An account. Universal Companies.
Okay.
Um, Now that stuff is not on the cheap end, but how about it lasts a long, long, long time? Long, long, long time. Okay. You can shop by categories. even the wood bases, they sell all of that. Okay. And so sometimes you want to make your salon or spa different. You just have to go to some different places. They do carry products and things like that. I would say some things that you could purchase from Amazon, and you know, for me, a scrubber from Alibaba costs $2. A scrubber from Amazon may cost anything. No, may cost maybe $5. A scrubber from Amazon may cost anywhere between $15 and $30. The same scrubber, I'm probably not gonna pay $80 for. You know, and so just think about if I purchase this place, I want to find something that no one else has, or I'm gonna purchase my beds and my major equipment from this place. Um, and like for me, I want a sauna.
Yeah.
I want a sauna, and I've been looking on Alibaba, and just so I'm just trying to see about getting a, a sauna. So if I go back into the salon or spa, I'm gonna be waxing, but I want half of that room on the other side in the corner to be a sauna. I just want to offer the service of detoxifying the skin. I want everything to come up to the surface, and I know me, I'll probably be sitting in the sun all day because I love that heat. It may not be healthy for me, but I love that heat. Um, but yeah, check out Universal Products, and if you have check by in Atlanta, you check out Buy Right. Um, Ashley,
Man.
have you seen Buy Right? They're out
No,
of
ma'am.
Atlanta. Okay, this is another one, Danielle and Ashley. Buy Right.
Okay.
Okay. And when you look at packages,
Okay. Do we
I
have to be
give you like,
licensed for this?
uh-uh, no. And then once a year, they have a parking lot sale. You
What?
have to just, they'll let you know when they have it. They put everything, and it may be coming up. And they'll put everything in the parking lot, and you have to come and be ready to haul away. So they would discount it, put everything in the parking lot, just like a car lot. They'll have everything in the parking lot. You just go say, and it do be at discount prices. They're trying to just get rid of 2025 stuff and move over to the next stuff. I click packages, and then I'm gonna go to skincare and spa, um, esthetician packages,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so there's some steamers, and so this is just a steamer and bed package. Um, 8-in-1, 10-in-1 traditional machines. Um, this is 2500 microdermabrasion machine. And so you really, if you do
What
your research on it,
that went in
you
the
could
one
buy,
we had in class?
huh?
What's the difference between that one and the one that we have in class? Because the one we have in class, that's the same one I
Yeah, only thing different is the pressures.
have.
And
Okay.
this machine may, so it may also infuse as it pulls back,
X.
as it
Okay.
pulls, it may, but can I be honest with you? 25.95 is too expensive for this
Expensive.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though there are other places, just kind of do the math.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather pay for a 10-in-1 that has a component that does microdermabrasion. You know, so
Mm.
this 10-in-1, it may do 10 things, but you ain't got to have 10 different machines.
Things.
All the components are right there. And then if I click it, um, okay, you got rotary brush, high frequency, the vacuum, the the spray, the galvanic, and really with the 10-in-1s too. What are you really gonna use? People don't hardly use galvanic because they got chemical peels now. Um, the spray, that's your toner. The vacuum is pretty much like your microdermabrasion, but you're pulling up all the excess stuff that's in the follicle. In the pore, high frequency, the rotary brush. You got your steam magnifying lamp, and you got a woods lamp. So this 10-in-1 is, I would consider it a basic. You know, I would definitely look up if you're trying to buy a machine that it has a lot. Now it's under $1,000, but it's just a basic one. So if you have a smaller space,
Okay.
that's what the machine would probably be good for. It has everything, basic stuff, but if you use microdermabrasion and you're dealing with some other stuff, you can pretty much build your. There are companies who will let you build your machines. So instead
Okay.
of just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do a 10-in-1," you have ones that say, "Hey, we're gonna start with four," and then you can just build from there.
Okay.
But that's about it. But yeah, I just wanted you to see that. And then steamers, lamps, and they have these packages also for you know different company, different packages you want to do, and they do finance. So, and they just added salon suites, and so I knew they were probably taking their stuff off. This week only take up to $350 off your order. Use this code, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
free 1,000. So it's like a step up from Amazon, but some stuff you can say, hey, that's the same machine that's on Amazon, you know. So there's something for you to look at. All right, so just let's take a 5, and I'm gonna pull up the state board prep when it comes to the theory components for us to look at. So let's take 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay. All right, I'm back. Let's jump into our state board prep. I also have a state board prep study guide to share with you all today as well. All right, so let's look here. So this is our current state board booklet. Okay, it's our current booklet. This booklet will change. Okay, it will change. Um, this booklet is still good to the end of the year. So that's what we'll do. And it's almost like we have to still use this one, but prepare for
So
January.
long as I take it before this year out, I can fall under this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm trying to take this test by next before next month or by next month.
Okay, there you go. Here's some key points I want you to start targeting. Your sanitation is 34%, right? So in that, that's a majority. If you just pass sanitation, you know, you're gonna be a-okay. So sanitation is 34%. You know, that's chapter 5 of the Black Book. And so all of these little areas is what you should be going back and studying from and really chapter 5, infection control index, the terms, the check-in questions, your terms, and the practice exams. That should be a key study component for all of it, but definitely for chapter 5, the sanitation. And from chemical labeling, OSHA, and this definition, knowing what they mean, hand hygiene. Remember, sanitizing is washing the hands, and disinfecting is cleaning your surfaces. All right. Regulatory agencies, EPA, OSHA, things of that nature. Infection control. So here's the thing that they said too: do not send the students. Students cannot bring Clorox wipes to state board. They're marking you off for that. Do you guys know why? We talked about it. Do you know why they're marking people off for bringing Clorox wipes?
Ain't this kind of like a hazard?
Well, you got to make sure it kills bacteria,
Period.
virus, and what's the other one? Fungus. So that's why we got the barbicide wipes. So they want you to bring something that kills those three. Clorox wipes doesn't kill
All
those three.
three.
So they every section they knocking them off for it. So that's how sometimes people are getting a low grade on the practice because it's incomplete.
Mm.
Um, and we was telling him, I had one student said, that she was doing something, and the lady was saying that she possibly got marked off for it. And I was telling him that if that's the new thing, let us know. And he said that they shouldn't have been marking them off for the new stuff. And so that was a big, big commotion. The schools, we were really complaining that the prompters um, are not following protocol. So that's one reason why we had to have that big meeting in Nashville for him to assure us that he had a talk with them and they're supposed to follow this to the end of the year. So no new stuff is supposed to, come about until the end of the year.
Okay.
So, um, how sure I am of that, I don't know. I have another meeting with him November 17th. So in that meeting in November 17th, I'm just constantly on him like we gotta have a heads up as far as what's coming. So we'll see from there. But for right now, in the sanitation and hygiene area, make sure you're checking this out. Know the difference between single use and multi use. He stressed that. He absolutely stressed the difference. Okay. And I always say mock facial. What do you guys think mock facial means? You got to perform a mock facial. What's a mock facial?
Basically, we not
On a mannequin, like a demonstration.
expression. We actually doing one, but we really not doing one. Like we pretending, right?
Okay. The mock facial is you're doing it on a mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to get there and just popping the bottles and ain't no product and stuff like that coming out and you barely touching the face.
Okay.
A mock facial, you have to do it like you're doing it on a real person, but just on a mannequin. Okay.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure everybody understand that. Because I had a student say she did a mock facial. She thought the mock facial was just like running through it, and they should know what she's doing. I said no. That's why I she graduated like 3 years ago. But I was saying that's why I was hoping you would at least come and ask, you know, just let me know before you're testing. So
Okay.
you she passed, but she scored low on the facial, and she said, "I didn't know we were supposed to be doing a real facial." I was like, "Okay, okay." I just don't want that to happen to anybody else. So you are doing the facial, but you are not doing it on a client. You're doing the same facial, but you're doing it on a mannequin. Okay. You got to make sure your mannequin has a stand as well. So either you're gonna do the stand or the tripod. All right. Um, we will have to include all aspects of the facial. So yes, there's only 15 minutes to perform it, but you still have to. I still eliminate the scrub. So, but you still got to show cleanser. You got to show you're gonna do the analysis after the cleanser. So you take that mag lamp and look over the face. From there, you're gonna do possibly another cleanser, and you got to show you have to do the steam towel removal. So you'll have a practice steam towel. You will have to do a mask, a massage, and then apply your moisturizers and all your stuff like that. The only thing you will not do is probably your exfoliator. Okay. So we got to make sure we have all of those products and all of those things labeled. All right. And we'll put it together. But they are looking for you to, do those particular steps. And like I said, you can eliminate the scrub, but you will need to show cleanser, toner, mask, massage, moisturizer application. Okay, everybody understand that? And that's
Yes,
new.
ma'am.
Okay, and that's new what they added. So I should probably see facial scores go up. Um, And then other parts of the test, your client consultation is 3%. Your skin analysis is 13%. That's going to be this is like chapter 5 of your fundamentals book. So the same book that we're in now, but go back to chapter 5, your skin analysis. Go check out consultation. Your questions are going to 3%, three questions. Your questions are going to come from client intake form, client release form, and contraindications. So those subjects, just go and highlight, read those paragraphs that's related to that. But client intake form, client release form, and then contraindications to skincare services, which means what red flags will be in play that you would not be able to give a facial to your client. And skin analysis, you got 13 questions. It's going to be skin type and services, skin structure, skin conditions, and disorders. So even though it says skin analysis, this is going to include your skin analysis chapter and diseases disorder chapter of the skin. Okay, so when it says skin type and services, we talking about oily skin, dry skin,
Combination.
combination. Yeah, knowing the difference in those, um,
Um.
understanding the T zone,
Okay.
um, skin structure. We're talking about the layers of the skin. All right, so
Okay.
um, the layers of the skin, that's going to be in your disease and disorder chapter of the skin, and skin conditions and disorders as they relate to contraindications. So again, back to contraindications. So it's going to be that chapter 4, I think, skin diseases and disorders. Chapter 5, skin analysis, and then the structure of the skin. That may be in 4 as well. So it's going to be heavy in 4 and 5 for skin analysis. Then you got skincare. And whenever you see the word skincare, they're talking about facials. Okay. That's going to be this chapter, chapter 8. So you're going to get 27 questions on facials. It's going to be products and product chemistry, which is meaning ingredients. So that's going to be chapter 6 of your book that we're currently in now. Procedures. Okay, so facial procedures. Get familiar with the procedures. And how do you do that? I'm going to show you in SEMA where to go look up all of your procedures. Okay.
Okay.
Procedures. Oh, and also check the videos for the procedures too. You
Okay.
have skin analysis, facials, facial massage, and then you have tool device safety. So they may ask you a question about, we don't use the high frequency one unless we have the gauze. That's for Tennessee, but see what the book says. The scrubber. They may ask you about the steamer or the mag light, and so that is going to be, I think, chapter 10,
Okay.
um, tool and device safety. But it's talking about, and when it says tool two, your hot towel cabinet. I've seen a question about hot towel cabinet. Um, so that's what that's referring to, and you're gonna have 27 of those questions.
Okay.
Make You have 4 questions from makeup, safe application and infection control precautions, and then safe application of eyelash extensions and enhancements. Okay. This is where bracing the face. You may see a question about bracing the face comes in because they want you to brace the face every time you're applying the lashes. So if you're working with one hand, you should be bracing the face with the other hand. You may see that also in hair removal, which is 13 questions. And so it's all about waxing. So although you may have all that other stuff about hair removal, sugaring, epilation, get down to the goodie. Your test is on waxing. Okay. It's the safety and infection control precautions, gloves, cleaning your station, cleaning your area, and then temperature precautions. So, and when it comes to waxing, you're like, man, it's not even asking you about technique. So we need to hone in. This may be an area that people miss because they're thinking they're going to be asked about how to wax, how to do this. It says safety and infection control precautions. That's cleanliness and how to protect your clients. And then also temperature precautions. We need to look for anything that relates to temperature of their wax pot. Okay. And that needs to be a highlighted study area. You have 5 questions for advanced treatment safety. Advanced treatment is going to be chemical peels, microdermabrasion, and electrotherapy. Electrotherapy is like LED machine,
Mhm.
high frequency machine, any machine that you got to use that you got to plug up. So, and you can use it on the skin, electrotherapy. So, you don't know what 5 questions, but those 5 questions are going to come with from it's chemical peel, that's chemical exfoliation, microdermabrasion, and electrotherapy. So that's what that those 5 questions will come from, and then 10 questions for state law,
Okay.
licensure requirements.
And all
Um,
this is multiple choice.
uh-huh.
Okay.
All of it's multiple choice. Now, the licensing component is you having to read through that Tennessee state law, and I think in the group we have the law set up, and we may even have some recordings on YouTube where we went over state law.
Okay.
Probably end up doing it again. But you got 10 questions, and these the areas that it's coming from. So the licensure requirements, which is mainly like 1500 for Cosmo, 750 for aesthetics, so on and so on. Renewal, when do you renew the license? Mostly if it's going to be every year for stylists, every year for salons, every year for schools, and it's every other year for instructors, you know. So you just learn about those renewals. The board responsibilities, which means what's the purpose of the board? Displaying a license should be displayed in the area where you're working. Salon owner and manager responsibilities. Pretty much, there must be a manager on site every time the salon is open. And if a manager leaves site, leaves salon, you have 30 minutes to get back. And the manager's name and number should be posted. You know how you go into a restaurant and tell you who the manager is? Your name and number should be posted where
Okay.
customers can get to it. Okay. Um, Change your address, contact information. Pretty much, you got to notify the board and displaying a sign that says the client has the right to refuse. The drill and also schools have a sign that says all services are performed by the student under instructor supervision. So those are the two signs that you will have. And that's it for the practical, but if for the theory, but if you can look at majority and you got to make a 70 right to pass,
Okay.
make sure you hit infection control, make sure you hit skincare, um, and then you got skin analysis and hair waxing. Those are like the tops. Okay, everything else is 3%, 5%, so on and so on.
Okay.
It's giving you areas of study, and I think I'm going to. I gotta save this. Okay. Um. So yeah, that's what we have right now, and right now this is good till the end of the year. And let me stop
Okay.
sharing. And so what I'm gonna do when I stop share, I'm gonna see if I can put the link in the chat. Your computer. All right. Can y'all see that in the chat?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay. So that's still good to the end of the year. And I'm putting okay. So the second item is the aesthetic state board study
Okay.
guide chapter for number one. It has 150 questions.
The staple got 150 questions.
Uh-uh, my test.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to give you every question I got in my bank, but the first one is 150 questions. The state board has about 190
I'm
to
trying to see
150.
how can I save this.
I may have to email it to you too.
Okay. Cause it's not letting me download.
Okay, I'll just email it to you. Um, Window. Okay, so here it is. Y'all can see this.
Uh-huh.
So it's aesthetic 750 hours. Number one, this is going to be hair removal, facials, and makeup questions. Okay, yeah, 150 questions,
Let me see. Did it download somewhere in my files or something?
100 questions, and then you have the answer key behind it. All right. Um,
Oh,
you got it?
yeah, but I'm trying to see how can I save it. If I can print it out, work.
Okay. Well, I can email it to you.
Okay,
You
thank
can.
Could you send a link to our phone instead?
you. Yeah, probably if you send it to my phone.
Yeah.
It's a. The thing is, the document is large, and I'm on a PC. I don't have it where I can have the capacity to send it via the phone
Okay,
like that.
okay,
Yeah, it's
okay,
a Word document.
okay.
Um, I wonder if you could save it from your email into a file on your phone. Could you do that,
That's what
Danielle?
I was thinking. Uh, probably can happen.
Yeah, let's try that. Um, hold on. Okay, I'm just pulling up email, y'all. Okay, compose. Okay, so Danielle, I'm gonna send yours first. It's gonna be the PSI bulletin for right now, and that first day board. It is 100 questions, 150. Okay. Okay, and then Ashley, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
You talked to Raquel.
No.
I have to check my phone now. I'm not getting like calls and texts. It's like I guess it's randomly selecting calls and texts. I do want to reach out to her. I heard that she may have moved. I want to check, make sure she good.
Yeah, the last time she moved, but it's not like out of town anywhere.
Oh, I
I
thought that
haven't
you.
talked to her in probably about a month. Everyone lifing around here.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, I'll reach out and kind of send her the same thing. So yeah, y'all got it in y'all emails, ladies.
Okay.
Just check and see it before we.
Okay. Let me see. Mine haven't came through yet.
And then I'm gonna go back on the
Okay, here go mine. So let me see if I
SEMA
can.
site so I can show you. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Mine came through.
You got it too, Danielle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this page with you so you can go back in and know where some things are. Share screen. Okay, so this is chapter 8 in your portal. All right, come all the way down. Of course, there's videos that you could take, you can check out, especially the skin analysis videos. Okay, um, it's a video on everything. Okay, so it says you have procedure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have these things. It says chapter 8 procedure. Okay, procedure 8, procedure 6, procedure 9. So there's about 9 different procedures. So I'm gonna do this one. This is post service procedure. I'm gonna open it. This is a document you pretty much can save. Okay, see
Okay.
that? It is just going through your procedures. Remember, it may be wordy, but check out the first line of each one, and that's pretty much just gonna detail to you what that picture is particularly talking about. So these are procedures I would advise you to just get them and download them, check them out. Also, I'm going to see, like if you go down here to 8 as well, you have Rubik's. Okay. A Rubik is just like a procedure, but it's more so wordy. Okay. So the Rubik is you doing a self check of yourself. Did you greet the client? Or yes or no. So pretty much state board is a yes or no. And so you can use this as a reference when doing your facial or anything. See, that's pre, and then you got all of your procedures here. It's got one for removing eye makeup and lipstick, so on and so on. And so download that as well along with the flashcards, right? Along with the flashcards. And so that's all the show and tell for today. But we'll be back with this. Go ahead and start that studying of that state board,
Okay.
and then back on Friday at the same time. Okay.
Alrighty.
I want the ones that you don't know, like since it's the beginning, just
Okay.
highlight a certain. Those are the ones that you may need to go and do some breakdown on. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great and amazing day. Call
All
me.
right.
Actually, I'm gonna call Apple. Do I need to call Apple or whoever got the service?
Yeah, because
Or
we need to talk.
is it I'm thinking, is it an Apple issue? I don't know. I'm gonna call both of them because 5 people had told me that, and I think I talked to Danielle. She said the same thing last week, and this is just too much. I feel like I'm missing something, but I keep you posted. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day.
Okay.
If you need anything, do whatever you gotta do to get in touch with me. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yeah.